welcome. My name is Nadia and this life is an adventure. So in today's quest, I'm going to be piercing my belly button. Excuse that noise in the background, it's my fan and I don't want to turn it off because there's no airflow in this house. I will say I have done this before a couple times. I had the top of my belly button pierced from the time that I was 13 until I was 17. I did do it myself. I did not do it right, so there was part of it that never fully healed, and I'm not able to re-pierce it because of the way that it healed after I took it out. I have a video on my old channel where I did pierce the bottom of my belly button. I did not keep it in long because I did it wrong and it did not heal right. I've wanted to redo this piercing for a while now. I've had many piercings, but I haven't enjoyed having all of them, or I just didn't like how they looked on me. But this is one that I really did like. I like how different it is. I like how it looks with my body type, and it's just beautiful. So today I'm going to be doing it. The difference in me doing it this time versus the way that I did it last time is there was a lot of rules and procedures that I skipped over when doing it. I did piercings for a stint of my life because I became obsessed with piercings from the ages 13 to 16, I think, and I was doing piercings on other people. I did quite a few. I did a few belly button piercings in school bathrooms. I was just careless about the sanitary aspect of it, and I want this time to be different so that it will heal properly. The last time I did this piercing, I had this thing about not wanting to clamp the clamps down, so I would just hold the clamps there instead of clamping them down because the clamp really does hurt more than the piercing. However, that was a mistake and why my piercings did not go right, because it makes all the difference being able to actually grip the skin and it not slide out of the clamp as you're trying to do the piercing. Because when I did this piercing last time, it was too on the edge of my belly button, and that's why I was not able to heal right. I am a little bit nervous, more so for the clamps than I am for the actual piercing itself. But I'm excited to have this piercing again. It's one of the little birthday gifts I'm giving to myself. So let's get on into the video. Excuse these wet spots on my shirt. I just took a shower. I ordered this piercing kit on Amazon, as I did with every other piercing kit I've ever had. A lot of people say that's probably not the best choice, but these piercing shop prices out here are outrageous. So yes, I will be doing it by myself. I'm gonna tie my shirt up so it's not in the way. So I've got these belly tattoos, and I think it's gonna look really cool and interesting. Got the gloves. I'm just gonna go ahead and do a time lapse of everything because I don't really need to explain what I'm doing because I don't want this to in any way be a tutorial on how to do it. But I will say one thing: follow how you're supposed to do it. Be sanitary and wear gloves. An hour later, I had to recuperate. Like the last time I did this piercing, I did get lightheaded, but this time was so much worse. I got lightheaded, my hearing went out, my vision started to get blurry, and I had to lay down. I was sweating all over my body, and I think it was more because of the stress than it was the pain. I will say the piercing itself didn't hurt. The clamps didn't even hurt this time. I think it's just that these clamps aren't as thick as clamps usually were, so it wasn't as painful. But trying to pull the needle through and it being such a thick gauge made it was so difficult, and I think that was what was kind of painful. It was kind of numb. I used a 12 gauge needle this time because the problem that I ran into when I would do this piercing in the past was that a 14 gauge needle is usually the same exact size as the jewelry, so you're having to kind of hold the jewelry directly on the needle and hope that you get it through without it separating. And so this time I was able to do it and get the jewelry through without a problem of it. But overall, I'm so happy with the piercing. Here it is. It looks so freaking beautiful. Look at this. I love the belly ring that I use too because it just sparkles and it shines and it's so pretty. I'm proud of myself for going through with it and not backing out. Any time I've done piercings in the past, and I've done a lot of piercings, I would always get too nervous or stop over and over again. But this time I was like, no, we're just going to do it and not chicken out and get it over with. And putting myself through that stress is probably part of why I got so sick. But I'm okay now, and it was totally worth it, and I'm so excited to have it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you are going to do this at home, please be smart about it. And if you are like me, where I was watching these videos at 13 years old because I love to watch people live out the life that I want, please be smart. Please be smart. If you're going to do this, please be sanitary. It makes all the difference, and you won't regret it in the future. I'll see you next week. I love you, and God loves you.
Toodles!